We're going to pick up right back where we left off in Project 2A. I'm going to show you guys how to move a block of text. So select from A4 all the way down to B8, and we're going to move so the cursor changes just above, so it looks like a pointer and a four-way arrow stop. So click and drag until it says D4 to E8, and then drop. So if we had gotten here and it was smaller, and maybe your numbers look like hashtags, just remember you can double click on your column. All that pound sign means is that your column is not wide enough. So double click after D to make that wide enough, and also do the same to A. Select D4 through E8, and I want you to change the background color of them to whatever you like. Since the average price, median price, lowest price, and highest price are all prices, apply the accounting number format. In cell C6, type tree statistic. Press enter on the formula bar, and then select C4 through C8. Right click on them and say format cells. So you should have all 5 of those cells selected. Go to the alignment tab in this format cells dialog box and click on merge cells. And then over here there's this orientation thing. Go ahead and drag this until it's 30 degrees. Then go ahead and click OK. And then what I want you to do is right click on that cell, and using the mini toolbar right here, change the font size from 11 to 14. Make this bold and italic, and then change the font color to whatever font color you like aside from black. And then under alignment, make sure you click on align right and press save. Select row 9 through row 11, right click and say insert 3 blank rows. You'll notice that since we inserted it right below here, it brought down this formatting. So what I want you to do is select D9 through D11 or E11, and then go on the editing group on your home ribbon to clear and do clear formats. And that should bring it right back to regular. And do this also with D9 through E9. And notice that even though we moved all these cells down, the calculations are still correct here. So now we're going to learn a handy little calculation. So in A10, I want you to type oak trees and press tab. That is your active cell. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to count the number of oaks. We're not going to do this manually. We are going to use formulas to work for us so that we don't actually have to do any more work. Go to more functions, statistical, so we're on the formulas ribbon, and I want you to go to count if. So count if is going to give you 2 things. It's going to give you range, which is your place it's looking, and the criteria, the thing it's looking for. So the range, we're going to look in the category. So select from G14 all the way down through G42. In the criteria, if we are counting oak, we want to say oak. So type oak in there. And if you press tab, you'll notice that this goes in quotes. This is looking for exactly oak. So click OK, and it counted 13 oaks. So if you manually went back and counted them, there would still be 13. Pretty nifty. You'll notice that numbers always orient themselves in the right side of a cell, so make sure we put left align on that guy. Now we're going to do one of my favorite things in Excel. So we're going to create a logical test to give us an answer of some sort. So what I want you to do is in column H, in cell H13, I want you to type in stock level. So what we're going to do is we're going to resize this column, and stock level is going to tell us if we need to order an item or if we don't need to order an item. So if you look, we only have 20 Crimson Kings. That's not very many, but we have 159 being small sweets. So stock level is going to help us eyeball how much we actually need. So on your formulas ribbon with H14 selected, go to logical, and we're going to click if. So we're going to run an if test. This looks kind of like a lot of things, but I promise you it's not. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a test that if our quantity in stock is less than a certain number, then we need to order it. So what I want you to do is click on A14 and test it to be less than 75. We're only doing this for cell A14. So make sure that that is the only thing you have selected right now. All right, so if A14 is less than 75, we need to order it. So our value, if true, so if A14 is less than 75, we're going to order some more. If it's false, we're going to say, okay. You don't have to say exactly the way I said it. You can say, smiley face, or just letters O and K. So click OK. So 78, we are OK. So then what you do, now that we have just this in H14, use your fill handle to fill this formula down. So now if you look, we have a few things that are OK and a few things that say order. Unfortunately, OK and order look very similar to each other, so I have another tip for you for that. And trust me, I think you're actually going to like it. So go to your home ribbon and select H14 all the way down through H42. And you see up here it says conditional formatting. Here, let me get a better, this is probably something you totally overlooked in Excel. So go into conditional formatting and we want highlight cells rules. So what we want to do is we really want to make it pop whenever we need to order something because we know we have to do something. So let's do text that contains. In any text in this range that contains the word order, you see how it already changed? You can actually go through with different options and change the color, but what I want you to do is do custom format. So this way you can fill it with whatever you like. So I'm going to fill it with green, and the font I'm going to change the color to dark blue, and click OK. And click OK. So then this way we know automatically, just by glancing at our document, what we need to order and not order. Pretty neat. Now if there was something that you didn't like, so say you messed this up and you don't want it to be green anymore, go back to conditional formatting and go to manage rules. So then what you can do is you can click on the rule and say edit rule, and if you want to format the text, so maybe you want to fill it with yellow instead of green, click OK, and then apply, and then OK. And you can change any rules you have set up. Go ahead and save, and you're ready to move on to the next video.